Hey guys, okay, so still in section 10.8, continuing on, we're going to try to work some problems like from this middle section here where it says solve each triangle. Okay, so I'm going to start with number 10, and we are on page 652. Okay, so what they mean by solve the triangle, there's basically 6 pieces to a triangle. There are 3 angles and 3 sides. And if they say solve the triangle, they want all 6 of them. They want every angle and every side. So, which that sounds like a little daunting, but it's really not that hard. First of all, remember that angles is usually the easiest part. You know this is 90, you know this is 24. Well, they have to add the 180. So if you say 180 minus 90 minus 24, you will get 66 for that angle F. Okay, so I actually went ahead and drew this out on my paper, and I've already actually filled that in there, 66. Remember, just 180 minus 90 minus 24, and you are left over with 66. So right off the bat, we already have all 3 of our angles, so that's good. We also have this side over here, so we really are only missing 2 sides. So it's only 2 unknowns that we are going to have to find. Okay, at this point, you need to pick what's called a reference angle. I just chose angle 24 because I had that originally. It does not matter which one you pick. You could have picked 66. You just have to pick one of the 2. Do not pick the 90-degree angle for your reference angle. Never do that. Only pick the 24 or the 66. So just literally pick one and go with it, okay? Remember, you have to label accordingly. So whichever one you pick, you've got to label according to that angle. So that makes a difference. If I use 24 and somebody else labels their picture according to angle 66, the work is going to look differently. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It just means you're doing it a different way. And again, it doesn't matter to me which one you pick. You will get the same answer in the end. You just got to pick an angle and go with it. So I just picked 24, okay? If you are labeling this triangle according to angle 24, okay, then that means this side all the way over here would be your opposite side. Okay, so label that. This is your hypotenuse because that's across from the right angle, which means this piece over here has to be the adjacent side. Okay, I do not know the adjacent side or the hypotenuse, and I need to know them both. Okay, so what I'm going to do is set up a trig ratio to figure this out. Now, I'm going to use 24 because that's the angle that I decided that I was going to use. That's how you know which angle. It's the one you picked. Whichever one you labeled, that's the angle you're going to use. All right, now, I have the opposite side, okay? I'm looking for the hypotenuse. Which trig ratio deals with opposite and hypotenuse? Well, that would be sine. So I'm going to say the sine of angle 24 equals opposite over hypotenuse. And I don't know the hypotenuse, so I'm going to write h. Okay? Now, if you are looking for if the variable of what you're looking for is on the bottom, okay, then what I want you to do is this number divided by that number, okay? So on your calculator, okay, I'm putting my calculator right here. I'm going to type in 14 divided by the sine of 24. Let me pull this here so the glare's not too bad. Oop, would help if it was on, right? Okay, 14 divided by sine 24. Sorry, it is hard to hold this and record. All right, so what did we get? Okay, we got 34.4. Okay, so I tell you what, let me check that in my little picture book over here. Okay, 10, yes, so 34.4 is correct. Okay, so I'm sorry, I wasn't on the right spot. Okay, so that's my hypotenuse. Okay, now let me find my adjacent side. Okay, again, I'm using angle 24 because that's what I decided at the very beginning. This time, I'm looking for adjacent. I have the opposite. I'm looking for adjacent. What's opposite over adjacent? Well, that would be tan. Okay, so I'm going to do tan of 24 equals the opposite side over the adjacent side. Again, if the variable's on the bottom, you do this divided by this. So 14 divided by tan of 24. And I got 31.4, and I glanced over at that ahead of time, and that was correct. 31.4. Okay. So those are your 2 missing sides that you were looking for. So look, I have 14, 31.4, 34. I have all three of those, and I have all three angles, so I'm good to go on that one.